Hey everyone, the purpose of this tutorial is to show you how to add dialogue, thoughts, and information to your slides using text boxes and speech bubbles. Let's assume that you don't want to have any actual audio in your slide. You don't want to record anything. You just want it narrated via those things. This is how you do it. So you'll start by going to Insert. You will go to Image, search the web, and I'm going to have my character actually saying something aloud, and I'm going to have the dog having a thought. So I'm going to search for speech bubble. Speech and thought bubbles look a little bit different, and you'll see how in a second. And I'm going to use that word transparent in my search because hopefully it will come up with an option that does not have any white behind it. It will be clear behind it, so it will fit into my background. I like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. It's obviously a lot bigger than I want it to be, so I'm going to resize it a little bit. I'm going to put it by my character that's going to be saying something. And I want another one for the dog, but instead of searching for speech bubble, I'm going to search thought bubble. So with the word transparent in there, and this one looks pretty good, so I'm going to double click on it. And again, I'm going to resize and move it wherever I want. So now that I have the speech and the thought bubble, I obviously need to add text to it. The way that I'm going to do that is, again, by going to Insert. Just like I were to add a picture, I'll go to Insert. But this time I'm going to click Text Box. When I click that, you'll see my cursor kind of almost looks like a site. So I can go to the top left corner of wherever I want the speech box to start, and I can kind of draw it here. You can always adjust it later. But I'm going to go ahead and type in what I want to type. So this character is going to say that she is tired of taking care of this dog and she wants to get rid of it. And I'm going to have the dog obviously not respond, even though there's nothing wrong with your dogs talking or your animals talking in this PSA. But I'm going to, again, insert a new text box. So I'm going to go to Insert Text Box, and I'm going to draw the text box where the dog's little thought bubble is. And I'm actually going to include a fact in this one because, remember, you need to have 3 facts in your PSA. So I'm also going to kind of create an emotional appeal here too. So I'm going to type something like, why does she hate me? And I'm going to make this smaller because I have to write a little bit more. So why does she hate me? And I'm going to put my fact in here. And this is a fact that I found from the Humane Society's website on the topic of keeping pets for life. Doesn't she know that 6.5 million companion animals enter shelters nationwide every year? And I can probably make it a little bit bigger so it's not so small. You just kind of want to adjust things around it. So if I go back to my speech bubble, I can kind of make it a little bit bigger to fit everything or my thought bubble, I can make it a little bit bigger. So this is one way of doing it. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the slide because let's say I just want one of my characters to say something and then I want the other one just to be there. I want the dog just to kind of be in the scene for the sake of being there. So I'm actually going to get rid of the text box. I'm going to get rid of the thought bubble, and I'm going to add a caption to this one. And I don't have to search for a picture. This time I'm going to go to Insert. I'm going to go to Text Box. I'm going to then draw a text box wherever I want on the page. I'm going to kind of do it in the kind of closer to the bottom left corner. I can make it whatever size I want. And you can always change the color and the size and the type of font that you're using. So I'm going to put my fact in this one. So I'm going to write according to the ASPCA. I'm citing my source here too, so that's a good thing. 6.5 million. I'm going to put this in parentheses because it's a quote. Same fact. Companion animals enter U.S. animal shelters nationwide every year. So I want to do something here so that it is a little bit easier to see this because it's important that I can see all my information. I could do a couple of things. I could change the color of the font. I could make it bolder. But I'm actually just going to change the color of the speech of the text box. So if I go up to the top where it says fill color and it has a little paint bucket, I'm going to make the background just like a white so it shows up a little bit more. And then I can kind of do whatever I want. I can bold it. I can make it bigger. Remember, it's a good idea to kind of emphasize the most important information with different colors or making it bigger. So I'm going to make that 6.5 million a different color. Say I'll make it like green so it stands out a little bit better. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. That's the border color, which I just changed the color of the border to green, which is fine too, but I didn't want to do that. I can even make just this text a little bit bigger. So you have lots of options about how you want to actually display the information. It's kind of up to you to figure out what works best for you. But in this case, I kind of have two ways of displaying the same information, neither of which I have to use audio for. That will be in the next tutorial.